Hello, my name is Keith Medhurst and I've decided to talk to you via the computer today because I'm in Leiden. Sorry I can't be with you. I'd like to be with you to meet you in person, but don't worry, next week I promise I will see you all in class. Now, what I'd like to do in the following 5 minutes is tell you very briefly about the courses that I teach so that you have some idea of what you can expect next week and for the following 6 weeks after that. Also, I can introduce myself briefly and maybe there's a few other tips that I can give you as well. So to start off with, let me ask you a question. Do you have one of these? Well, maybe something a bit more modern than this, but for those of you with a mobile phone, would you do me a favour? Press the button, switch it off, and make sure you don't get distracted. And every time we have a class, please make sure your phone is switched off, because you'll learn an awful lot more if you remove all the distractions that would otherwise be buzzing you. Of course, if you have an emergency and you're expecting an emergency call, maybe your house is burning down, I would suggest you don't come to class. Get a bucket of water and try and put the fire out. Okay? So, please, phones off when we meet. Great. Now, let me tell you about myself. As you can maybe hear from my accent, I'm from Britain. I'm over 26 years old. I know, hard to believe, but it's true. But I'm still a student, which is why I'm not always in Diemen. I also study part-time and I teach part-time. I'm from the UK, I'm from Kent, which is the southeast corner, and before I worked in education I was in the travel business, and I worked in the UK, in Denmark, all around Scandinavia, in Ireland, and then over here in the Netherlands. I've been teaching since 2000, so 12 years I've had a little bit of experience. Now, what do I like doing when I'm not here? Well, I enjoy travel, just had a very nice holiday, and I enjoy travel. I enjoy skiing, I enjoy playing tennis, swimming, and eating nice food. So if any of you are good cooks, please don't forget to invite me around to your house for dinner. Yeah? Now, we're going to be doing a number of courses together in the first term, and I'd like to show you some of the books we have. This one, I don't know if you can see all that, is Organisation and Management. It's for the course which is called Organisation and Management. The book is by Marcus and Van Dam. It's published by Nordhoff, and we'll be using that next week. Now, it's quite an important book. It has lots of details about management, strategy, how companies work, how they're structured, how they react to the internal and external variables, and what they can do to try to gain some form of competitive, sustainable advantage. So it is quite an important book if you want to study international management. Okay? So I recommend you buy the book, and what I would like you to do, because there's 10 chapters in the book, and we'll have an exam on all 10 chapters in about 8 weeks' time. There's 10 chapters, so there's a lot of work. Yeah, you've got to do a lot of reading. What I will do is I will give you lectures which will just touch the main points of 7 of the chapters, but you're going to have to read each chapter quite thoroughly, including those that I don't mention. I'll try to leave the more fundamental chapters for you to read on your own. Okay? So for next week, we meet on Monday morning. I need you to read chapter 1. Chapter 1 is all about some of the characters, some of the personalities that are behind management and organisation theory. It goes back to Plato and Aristotle, all the way through Adam Smith, up to the present day gurus of management and business. I need you to read that chapter, please. And then when you come to class, I'll start on chapter 2. And if there's questions about chapter 1, if you can ask me if there's time. So that's Management and Business Organisation. Next Monday, we'll be doing that together. Now, what else do we have? We also have a book which is called The Study Skills Handbook. This book is written by a lady called Stella Cottrell. It's the 3rd edition. It looks like this, and it's the cheapest book you'll ever have to buy. Okay, The Study Skills Handbook. It's only €20. It's very, very cheap. Now, this book is important because we use it every term. So terms 1, 2, 3 and 4, we use this book. So you might as well buy it now. It won't get cheaper after 6 months, and you get the full benefit of it. Okay. Now, For professional development, we use this for professional development. It only runs 3 or 4 weeks per term, so it doesn't run every week. We just have a few classes and then we stop and you do something else. But you will need the book. And for next week, I can't remember which day I see you because we see each other in different classes, so it might vary. For next week, I would like you please to get the book and to read the introduction and to answer the questions in the introduction about yourself. Okay, that's professional development. The third module that I'll also be teaching you, so I teach all of you at least 3 modules in the coming 7 weeks, is based on this book. This book is called Effective Organisational Communication. It's by the authors Blundell and Ippolito, and the module is called Business Communication. And we look at lots of areas of business communication with some theory, but quite a lot of practical application, and you get to try things out in class in a safe environment. And we'll do this by class, we won't all be together, so there'll be small groups, you'll practice different techniques together and see what works and what doesn't work. Now for that book, we also use that every term. So I have the pleasure of being with you in terms 1, 2, 3 and 4 for both professional development and also business communication. Aren't I lucky? Great. And then finally I want to mention one other book. Now this book is quite heavy, okay, it's quite serious, and it's called International Business, and it's by Rugman and Collinson. This is the 6th edition, which has only just been published. And this book is a book that I use to teach international business. Now for most of you, you won't need this yet. You can wait until term 4. But for 1 or 2 of you, if you're following the fast track program, you'll need this book now. Okay, because I teach the fast track students separately in term 1. Okay, so fast track, you get to see me 4 times a week at the moment. Now for fast track students, buy the book, read chapter 1. Chapter 1 is all about the fundamental issues behind why we study international business, what the key definitions are, and it gives you a broad brush approach as to what international business is before we go into more detail. Okay, so those are the 4 books that I'll be using for the first term. I will get to see a lot of you in terms 2, 3 and 4 as well. I also teach entrepreneurial thinking, for example. I teach a couple of second year modules, and in the 4th year I teach European Union Studies. I might also work with you on your placements or your dissertations. Let's see, fingers crossed. Right, I think my time is up, so I will stop here and let you get on. And for the rest of the day, enjoy getting to know in Holland, enjoy getting to know each other, enjoy finding out what you'll be doing, working out your expectations, your plans. Enjoy the rest of the week, and next Monday when I see you all, I hope you're all ready, raring to go, raring to learn, get lots of knowledge, and I look forward to meeting you all then. Bye bye.